The Ogres are a great faction to play. Their roster is full of fun units, which can dominate the battlefield, and they have a great mechanic with their camps, which can be set up almost anywhere on the campaign map. However, they do have some issues. In this video we will take a look at those mechanics which don't quite work, and one or two oddities that don't quite make sense. So first up is the big name mechanic, where your lords and some heroes can earn a name for themselves, based on their actions. It sounds good on paper, but the big names are so underwhelming that they just fade into the background. The big name doesn't have any real impact on the character, and there is no way to improve them. So, what would make this system better? Well, to start with, the big name should have multiple levels, with each level requiring more experience in the related action. So as an example, let's take a look at the big name Gatecrasher. This is unlocked when you win a siege battle with your lord, and will provide +8 leadership to your lord's army when laying siege, and -8 leadership to enemy armies in the local region when they lay siege against you. But that's it. Once you have unlocked it, if you assign it, you'll never really notice it again. Instead, we could have this level up over time and provide more siege-related bonuses. How about we have a second tier that causes increased attrition on your enemies when your lord's army is laying siege? Perhaps a third tier where your units could gain melee stats when sieging under the command of that lord. And perhaps in a maximum tier, the lord could gain an ability in battle to destroy a gate with a single hit. How about an additional system tied to the big names, where the ogres gain access to mercenaries from other ogre tribes, and certain mercenaries will only work for ogre lords with specific big names. The system needs something to make it more engaging, and for the player to aim toward. Now, while I like the Ogre Camps and their flexibility in being able to plonk them down anywhere, they are not without issue. You have a limited number of camps, which in and of itself may not seem too bad, until you realize you can't move them. That is, without completely destroying them and losing all the hard work you put into building them up. Sure, you could say this is the price you pay for wanting to move a camp to a new location, but if that's the intention, I think that price is too much, given how long it takes to build up the camp again. I can understand the limit, or the decision to have them fixed in place, but to have both at the same time feels too restrictive. The player needs the ability to pack up camp and move it to a new location without losing all their progress. Sure, place a limit on how often a camp can be moved. Make the player pay an amount in meat and gold to do so, but the option to move them needs to be added. Personally, I'd make moving them a mechanic in and of itself, by taking parts of the Carthaean caravan mechanic. Have a button on the UI which brings up the map, allow the player to select the new location, and have the camp pack up on the following turn and make its way to its destination. Then, during its journey, it could face dilemmas much like the caravans, which would lead to bonuses, penalties, or encounters. Moving on from the mechanics, I have a gripe with the lords and heroes, and it's their lack of mounts. I can understand keeping the Stonehorn for the hunters to make them more unique, and it's quite obvious why Greasus and Scrag don't have mounts. But why can't your standard Ogre Tyrant, or your Slaughtermaster, use a Mournfang or a Rhinox as a mount? It just doesn't make sense, and it makes it impossible to have an army based on fast-moving cavalry, as your lord will always be lagging behind. Regardless of these issues, the Ogres are a great addition to the game, but hopefully Creative Assembly will address these in some manner, or give the community the ability to do so with more scripting possibilities when the modding tools become available. If you enjoyed this grumble about the Ogres, then why not subscribe so you don't miss out on future complaints. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Ogres once you've played with them. Do you think you'll agree with my gripes? This video was brought to you by my patrons, thanks to Hot Apple Pie and Solarith Magnetar. If you'd like to help out the channel, then why not become a patron yourself, or a member here on YouTube. And if you have not purchased Warhammer 3, but are looking to do so and want to show some love, then why not consider using the link provided to me by Creative Assembly. I'll get a portion of each sale of the game through that link, which can be found in the description of this video. I'm Grey Tiger, Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.